Take it away, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. Actually, another moment you've all been waiting for. Judging by a lot of people who are back there waiting to get autographs from our special guests this evening. Without further ado, let me bring them out on stage one at a time, and you can give them all your appreciation as we get ready to spend some time talking family. Because certainly that's what the cast of Dallas has been for all of us for all these years. First of all, would you please welcome Charlene Tilton. Well, there are about 15 people with cameras. They're taking a team photo back there right now. Face it, you'd be doing it with them if you were back there too. Okay. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Charlene Tilton. There she is. You were right there, yes ma'am. Oh.
Yes, here we go.
I believe next we have Mr. Patrick Duffy. Would you please welcome Linda Gray. She's never heard that before.
I get it more than anyone else.
And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Kelly. Oh, my goodness. It is like family, isn't it? We want you, if you would, grab those microphones, just pull them off those racks, because I don't think you can hear them very well from that distance. There you go. First of all, thank you guys so much for being here tonight. It is a pleasure to have the four of you all here with us this evening. And have you had any sleep since you got into town, Charlene?
I'm sleeping now.
Charlene, has this been a whirlwind since you guys got here?
Oh my gosh, we've had the absolute best time being together as our viewing family and then being with our extended family, all of you. We just had the greatest time. We love you so much. And not even kidding, it's really true, yeah.
Linda, you come to Dallas an awful lot. I know charity events and things like that. It seems like I see you here all the time. Do you guys like just stay in a hotel when you come, or do you have places, or is there like a room in the mansion called the Dallas room? When you show up and that's what you have? How does that work?
Well, we don't literally tell you where we're staying.
Have you had fans show up, like when you were doing the shoot, you were filming, and you could, like people would just come out of nowhere at your front door, or is that something that you remember?
That was last night.
That was last night.
Plenty of that going on.
And Steve, I've always wanted to ask you, because you make them look so good, where do you get your hats?
At the Resist All Hat Company in Broward, Texas. Thank you very much for asking. Bob Cozy has done my hat since 1978.
See, I also have to ask Patrick about that. We all want to know about the ponytail, don't we?
Hot, isn't it, girls? You get more ladies,
Dude.
my Uncle Bobby.
What possessed you? It looks great. You just said, you know what? I feel I'm in the mood.
Do you know how much a haircut at Fantastic Sam costs? It's ridiculous. You know? So, no, I'm just lazy.
You're a Ewing, it's okay.
I want to ask all four of you, and this is going to be difficult because everybody's going to have an answer. I don't know any other way to do it. Let's go back to when the show was first cast, when it was first approved for air, when CBS said, you know, this is a good idea, let's put this on. Do you remember what went through your mind when you heard, we're actually going to do this on television in Dallas, this is going to be a series? And what went through your mind when you heard that, okay, this is going to happen?
Honestly, I was so young. I had no idea that how life-changing it would be. I had no idea that I really would become part of a family that would last the rest of my life. Here we are 40 years later, and my family, like I said before, them and all of you, and it's just such a blessing. Yeah.
It's hard to find people in this world who can say, the Beatles have nothing on us. You know? I mean, think about it for a second. The Beatles have nothing on these four sitting up here. Patrick, how long after the show began airing did you guys realize, holy cow, we've got lightning in a bottle?
I think it was when somebody shot my older brother. When that happened, first of all, it happened just before we went on vacation. And then the actors went on strike, so it extended it. So everybody was asking the question, and then there were bumper stickers and t-shirts, and overseas, the Queen Mother in England tried to get Hagman to tell her who shot him. And he didn't know, but he tried to get some money out of her. So that's when we knew, when all of the world was asking the question, I mean, year two, was it year two? The end of year two?
The end of year two.
At the end of year two, that with this kind of excitement about the show, chances were we were going to come back a few more years.
Linda, and right after we talk to all four of you briefly, we're going to do a trivia question here and break this up a little bit so it's not just me droning on. Linda, you and Larry shared so many scenes together, and Patrick mentioned Larry, of course. I remember Maureen O'Hara talked about working with John Wayne and the real relationship that they had as professionals and as just friends. That it went way beyond just acting. It was intuitive. Describe your relationship with Larry and what that meant to you and the friendship that you had with him.
Well, it was huge, and Larry and I did most of our scenes together. It was absolutely amazing to work with him because neither one of us knew. It was like playing tennis with somebody better than you. And we would throw the ball back and forth, and it would be very, very funny before the scene began. And then we would immediately click into JR and Stu and and let the games begin. It was so much fun working with him, and the chemistry was absolutely magical. And I miss him.
Steve, I think the first time I ever saw you on the series, you were in the hayloft with this one.
So the pedophile range foreman was watching in the hayloft.
Give her a hug. Call me her name.
Governor, and he can be like a competitor, just calls JR, lots of problems. They said, not a bad idea. So they said, okay, let's do it. So we started the campaign, the posters, all this stuff. And then they came to me and they said, you know what, you can't win. And I said, why can't I win? They said, because Capitol is in Austin and we don't have enough money to fly. They said I had to lose, and I said, all right, let's lose fast. Painful thing. That's what happened.
That is the best Hollywood story I've ever heard. We don't have money for Austin. You get them. Charlene, you're on national television becoming a world star. That had to be a rush like nobody's business. How did you cope? How did you, a high-G climb like that, how did you adjust?
First of all, I had the most amazing group of people I was working with, and they were very protective, and we were all together, and I guess I was also kind of slow and dumb as a box of rocks. I didn't realize how really famous we were until years later, so I really, honestly, I was just about the work and about being with each other, so it was, everything didn't start off as a huge hit, right? We were just...
Not until the first episode, right?
Thank you, Patrick, for having my back, as always.
I can only imagine that the drinking sessions after the taping, the stories and the camaraderie. And Steve, I want to come back to you in just a minute. Jonathan, where are you now?
No, I haven't moved around because I actually found some vintage.
No, we were very serious.
Really? I can only imagine when you were shooting scenes like that there were moments where, for whatever reason, you broke up during the scene. The laughter had to be like a waterfall at moments like that. Tell a story. I mean, is there any moment you can think of where you were in the midst of a really serious, dramatic scene and it all just fell apart? Linda, you're nodding your head.
Well, I have several. Mr. Hagen problems. It's kind of daily. But a very funny one was J.R. and Sue Ellen were in the bedroom, and things were not going so well. And we had a wonderful, wonderful guy on our set, one of the crew guys, and the crew had hidden him in a closet, and but he was naked, and he was very large, and he had a tattoo around his belly button, and it went, it said "Waste King," like the garbage disposal. So Larry and I were doing this scene, very intense Sue Ellen and JR scene, and Larry went to the closet. I think he was leaving. He was storming out of the house, and he opens the closet door, and there it is, Mongo. Mongo was his name, standing there in the closet as Larry opened the door, stark naked, and the two of us, the crew knew everything. The two of us knew nothing. So that was kind of a shock.
That's when you go, lunch, let's break.
That was one of many, many, many.
Patsy, you were nodding your head.
Every night, no matter where we would be, at sundown, Larry would raise a glass, you know, his favorite champagne, and he would have a toast to the end of the day, to sunset, whatever it was. And he would say two amazing words that nobody knows what in the world they mean, but they have imprinted themselves in our hearts. They're called gong bong. Gong bong. So wherever we were, Patrick, Larry, myself, and Steve and Charlene at sundown. So what I'd love to invite you all to do every night from now on, for the rest of your lives, at sundown, take whatever drink that you enjoy and raise a glass. You can think of Mr. Hagen, you can think of your loved ones, you can think of someone in your family. It's just something special. Thank you, Dave. And raise a glass and say, God.